Hello everyone, welcome back. Today this thing went viral on Facebook, and I thought I'd do a video about it because it's an interesting phenomenon. I'm kind of on the fence about it, but I think it's pretty significant. Someone posted a bunch of pictures 4chan made in response to Tumblr, and in particular the Steven Universe fandom. And I'll show you where I got these sources from. They are from Politically Incorrect Goku. This is my meme page. This is his post. I shared it. And he explains what happened. Originally shared by Fascist Goy for tolerance and understanding, but what happened is some fan artists, Steven Universe fans on Tumblr got bullied because they, used some artistic license in their fan art. Most innocuous things were like body type and skin color and that kind of stuff. So let's just go through these articles. He listed them. So as you can see, even the Daily Dot, which we touched upon in the last video, and Odyssey, the Odyssey Online, I don't know that one, but they both seem like pretty left-leaning outlets. But even they are annoyed by the Steven Universe fandom, so that's pretty interesting to say the least. So we'll just kind of go through these articles in a, I won't waste too much time on this. Why the Steven Universe fandom is the worst ever. Gather around, readers. Steven Universe and its horrid fandom. Before we get into this article, I just want to clarify a few things. I don't think that interests us that much. Except for maybe, let's see. Not all fans are toxic. Rotten apple spoils the barrel. Secondly, I do not hate Steven Universe. In fact, I really like the show. There's a diverse cast of characters, and his message about love is heartwarming. I was officially a fan since the series Steven, one of the first episodes, first aired. Blah de blah. I think that the major change that caused Steven Universe exploding popularity, a final episode, Jailbreak. In this episode, it was revealed that the two of the characters on the show were in a lesbian relationship. This was apparently a big deal since Steven Universe was the first show with main characters who are LGBT. Naturally, Tumblr ate that up, and Steven Universe became mainstream. However, when the show's popularity increased, so did the sense of entitlement of its fans. Pretty soon, fans of the show began to dictate who this show was and wasn't for. To everyone in the Steven Universe fandom, a plan to keep us brony free. I like how every time something crops up, people like, and they gather around and talk about. Someone has to take the lead, and the thing is, I get how it works with certain things when you need to organize, when you have a political party or when you actually have a club and you organize meetings and excursions and all that stuff. I get that it needs organization or something, but when it's not even an ideology, but just a fandom, like the video I did about geeks, it's the same thing. The nerd community, like it's a thing. It's not a thing. It's not how do you say? People identify as something, but that doesn't mean they have a group relationship or something necessarily. Especially nerds, for example, are like those totally antisocial people stereotypically. So how are they going to form a community? That's impossible. So, So they're trying to keep it brony free. I'm like, okay, be as toxic as possible to any and all gentlemen. Insult them, call them out for being neckbeards. They are. You know, I like how they say it with so many words, right? I mean, this is so bizarre. I mean, you know, for example, feminists are the ones who are complaining about toxic masculinity, but they have no qualms for being toxic themselves, you know. And it's the same. And you know, I'm just naming the feminists by example because that's just one part of this shit show. You know, but they don't have any scruples in that regard. They just think it's all justified. But I like how they don't even, you know, they call them gentlemen and all that stuff. So it's not like they don't realize that these people are necessarily bad people. I don't get it. Send them hate. We are not going to lie down and let these bronies shit all over Steven Universe like they did with My Little Pony. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, the people, the guys who like the bronies, the so-called, they're not even, you know, they're not even, for the most part at least, you know, they're not even any kind of, like, Meninists or MRAs or PUAs or MGTOWs or you know, far-rightists. Although there is this one site that's pretty hilarious, like My Nationalist Pony. And I think it's even on Tumblr. That's just... oh, I'll just find it. I mean... Countercurrents, Buttercup, Kiwi Farms. Did they take it down? It could be. Oh no, wait, there it is. I found it. Here, Tumblr. I like this site, you know. Actually, I should follow it because I am on Tumblr. Because personally, I don't really care. I like Tumblr to just back up my memes, and also back up stolen memes that I otherwise wouldn't have backed up. Sorry. But you know, this is an exception. My Nationalist Pony. I don't think most bronies even think like that, you know. But this guy is just, I don't know, some guy or maybe some girl. I don't know. It's unknown. It's anonymous, as far as I know. Ask Buttercup. Well, he or she calls him or herself Buttercup, so it might be a girl. I don't know. I think so, at least. Well, whatever. But you know, it's an exception. I don't think everyone in the My Little Pony community thinks that way, even though you know, there was this one episode where My Little Pony turned against the SJW groupthink mentality, you know. So maybe, but that was the artist's choice, you know, to kind of shed light on that. So, and they were kind of subtle about it. They didn't name any particular groups, you know, that fall under that category. So, don't be nice to the invading bronies. They're all garbage and should be treated as such. And I like how, you know, Steven Universe, compared to My Little Pony, is even, you know, it does seem like a more masculine show, at least to some degree. At least the protagonist is male, so you can't expect guys not to like it. Yeah, I mean, with ponies, it was with the ponies, it was kind of a surprise actually that there were guys liking it. I don't know. Personally, I was kind of amazed. I don't know. I found it strange. I tried to watch a few episodes and it didn't work for me. According to some fans, men aren't allowed to enjoy the show. Steven Universe, this show belongs to the women plus trans plus non-binary communities. We will drag you to the bottom of the sea to defend it. It is ours. And by the way, we're taking My Little Pony back too. Yeah, sure you are. You know, the show itself made it abundantly clear that it wants nothing to do with you. So, you know, but Steven Universe is a different story apparently, and I don't know how the developers, how you know, what their reaction is to this. So let's just see. So look at this. Here it begins, right? It was their show now, and they were willing to chase away anyone that countered their precious headcanons. So you have this. Here's my new and improved Amethyst. To be honest, I don't cosplay her, just am her, Mao. why do white people cosplay as characters of color? I like how this qualifies as a character of color, right? She's purple. And if there's any color, one color, white people tend towards, especially like in the in the Arctic climates, you know, in Scandinavia or something, I would guess, you know, just a guess, is purple. I mean, purple is probably the one color closest after pink, you know, to the actual skin color of white people, you know. I don't see the problem. Again, okay, well, I'm not gonna. This is just some stupid post. The toxicity of the Steven Universe fandom became so potent that fans even began to attack each other over fan art, usually about it being racist or fat shaming. No, Garnet has an afro and dark skin, so you do not make her lighter. You do not change her hair into something straighter. Her hair is curly and her skin is dark. I don't care. So this is Amethyst, right? So I don't know what Garnet looks like. She's probably... We'll see her later, probably. I don't care if the artist is Japanese, because all non-black people participate in anti-blackness. So no, don't ever draw Garnet lighter. Oh, she's the black girl, obviously. Doesn't matter if it's for lighting or anything. Eat my ass. Go... What? Oh, alright, I mean, I don't even care. I mean, fan art has never... I mean, even when I was... You know, I used to draw manga, and I'm still pretty good at drawing. It's just I haven't done it for years, but, you know, I make memes now. But even then, I didn't really draw fan art. I tried to, you know, think of my own characters, usually. And I still try to do that, you know. Generally, I'm more inclined to just create my own content, I guess, whatever. But what is important is, you know, the role this exchange, you know, plays in the bigger picture. So please don't draw Rose skinny, though she's obese. She is a big pound cake. She is large mom. She isn't thin. I will say this again. Do not draw Rose Quartz as thin or I will eat you. Well, you know, I would take this as a literal threat. You know, if she defends or if she forbids you from drawing someone fat and she threatens you with eating you, you better listen to her, because she probably could, and she probably would. Don't even try and glance the other way, though. I'm also saying draw her with a double chin, draw her with stretch marks, draw her with discolored skin around the neck and armpits and boobs. I repeat, do not draw her Rose Quartz as thin, for God's sake. If you support people drawing canonly, I'm pretty sure it's canonically, but fat characters as skinny or worse, whitewashing POC representation, you can unfollow me right now because I don't need your shit. I like how, you know, if you don't follow them, you're not going to see their shit. So I don't get what your logic is. You know, on Tumblr, I'm on Tumblr, you know. If I'm not following them, I don't get to see what they make until I follow them. So usually it's up to them to, or up to me, you know, because it can happen that I find something else I'm interested in and repost that and find the original page and follow that, you know, that kind of stuff. But you need to look into it. I don't think anyone who has followers takes half the time to look through all them to see what kind of representation they produce in their fan art. I don't know. It's just mind-boggling. What kind of argument is this? Classé dans Grunivers, Steven Universe. SU, crystal gems, fat shaming, fat phobia, racism. It has gotten to the point where fans felt the need to ask if it was okay to cosplay as a purple or red alien without being pinned as a racist. I mean, Anonymous asked, are white people allowed to cosplay as Garnet or Amethyst? I'm pretty sure Most decent people are cool with anyone cosplaying as any character they want, regardless of ethnic background, so I say go for it. I cannot, however, guarantee that you won't get criticism for it. People would and probably should criticize white dude wearing blackface as part of Luke Cage costume. You know, I get that. You know, blackface is too obvious, and that has a social stigma, you know. So maybe don't do that. Or on the other side of the coin, sometimes a person of color will cosplay, and people with repost their pictures with lololol, a black Sailor Venus. Maybe that's not a great way to react. You know, maybe it isn't, but you know, if they're gonna criticize you for wearing blackface, I don't know. It's not the same. It's not the same. Wearing blackface is not the same as being a black girl cosplaying as Sailor Venus. I mean, it's still weird. I mean, I don't know how it's gonna work because Sailor Venus has, you know, a lush blonde hair and beautiful, I don't know, green eyes or something, or maybe it was pink or blue, probably blue, but you know, they all do. So I don't know. It's an anime, so. But you know, so it's not equivalent. So I would say personally, you know, if it's a fictional skin color, feel free to fucking put on your makeup any way you like, you know. But just don't do blackface because that's just stupid. I mean, you're risking your neck at that point, and you're just asking for it. So to be sure, I mean, let's be fair. Okay. Of course, the gems don't technically have any here, that's what I'm saying. Human races or ethnicities, but still, try to be smart about it. Exactly, okay, I agree. You know, this is reasonable. Only Tumblr would even... But, you know, even the fact that you have to ask... Only Tumblr would ever ask if white people are allowed to cosplay as a purple alien. I remember the days when cosplay was fun, as long as you weren't painting your skin in blackface, yellowface, etc. You were good. Exactly, but it's always been that way, and I think it's always gonna be that way. I mean, anyway, now people need to sit down and think long, rambly answers to "Can I cosplay dark red purple alien?" instead of just saying, "Yeah, lol, of course." SJWs, Steven Universe. The Steven Universe fandom was so crazy at this point that even the show's creators had to step in and tell the fans to cool it. Okay, so now we get to see what the creators have to say about it. Fan artists can create whatever art they want, and everyone has the freedom to criticize it for any reason. However, bullying is not criticism. Alright, you know, it's all fair. They are, you know, they are impartial about it, and they're right. This is the way to go about it. Obviously, you know, you can criticize a piece of fan art, and there are good reasons to criticize for it, and one of those reasons, for example, is like the skill of the artist. You know, the artist gotta know what he can improve upon next time he's going to draw something, you know, but that has to do more with, you know, with the technique, with drawing and with anatomy and all that stuff, and I think that's more important than well, it's not more important. The message is also important, but fan art doesn't really have much of a message now, does it? Mostly it's just, you know, creating, and that's also an important part of it, creating stuff about characters you like from other shows that the shows haven't thought about, for one, right? So you even have like Steven Universe porn and stuff, and you don't hear anybody criticizing that because, you know, it's just a necessity somehow. You see that with every major fandom now, even with what was it? With Overwatch, you have a bunch of porn coming out every day. So, who am I to judge? You know. But that's all fine, you know. So why do they even bother? You know. But the problem is that these people are readily identifiable. Well, the porn artists usually aren't. They are, you know, they hide behind a thick curtain of anonymity, you know, and they post on 4chan and all those, but also on Tumblr, obviously. And usually, obviously, the Steven Universe porn is mostly LGBT oriented or whatever. But that's it, you know. They just, you can't really get to them because what they're just gonna post smut anyway. But these people, more orthodox fan artists, they are more identifiable and targetable, I guess. However, Steven Universe fans were quick to bite the hands that fed them. I'm so upset that the Crewniverse, I thought of them as inspirations for making such an amazing show. Now I'll probably be uncomfortable watching SU forever, lol. I like how he lols afterwards, you know, it's like he doesn't really care, you know. Kinda bitter at Crewniverse for giving people fuel for drawing whatever they want. Of course, you know, their whole show is fuel for people drawing whatever they want. That's the whole point of it. I mean, of the fan art community and stuff, you know. You got two kinds of cultures lately, right? And that's 4chan and Tumblr, and I'm gonna get to that lately, or in a little while. I'm afraid it's going to be a long video though, because there's 2 articles and then there's the 4chan posts we need to go through. You know, broadly speaking, the one is fan art and the other is memes, you know. So you have like all these shows and games that fuel fan art, like Steven Universe and Undertale and My Little Pony and Overwatch now, you know, all that stuff, and it has various, you know, degrees of maturity and I don't know, involvement, I guess. And on the other hand, you have memes, which is just complete anarchy and anything goes, and it's not necessarily based on a certain, even though, you know, all kinds of fan arty kind of things play a role in there as well, but it's mostly stolen comics and all that stuff, or badly drawn, or purposefully badly drawn. Okay, why can't I just be able to enjoy those things? I really just want to be able to watch SU and GF. What was GF? I don't know. Without feeling hurt and anxiety in my stomach because the creators say and do things that are hurtful to me. What did they do? But apparently I can't. I can't enjoy anything. I'm just not allowed. I'm shaking. I feel like crying. I hate this. I just shouldn't get involved in anything or like anything ever again because I can't just like it ever. The universe won't fucking allow that. You know, if you're such a whiny crybaby, I mean, Jesus Christ. I hate to say it, but it gets worse. This next incident is what in my opinion caused the Steven Universe fandom to go beyond the moral event horizon into the territory of worst fandom ever. Just as a warning, this story has themes of suicide and is rather intense and rage-inducing. Maybe we can skip the next article because it's about the same story. Right? This story begins with the Tumblr user Sammy 070, who was an aspiring fan artist who was a big fan of Steven Universe. Here are a few of her drawings, you know, fairly innocuous. 4 arms, and well, they're pretty good, right? Well, according to several Tumblr users, the art was both racist and fat-shaming. You know, there you go. Stop making excuses for people who make chubby characters skinny in their fan art. You know, she still made her kind of chubby. It's just more voluptuous than chubby now, I guess. You know, it's like, I don't know. It's fair. I mean, it's just a little. Anyway. Stop making excuses for people who try to ignore or take away the representation so many people, including children, have yearned for on TV shows or in animation. Including children. Stop making excuses in general. If you know, I remember a time when, you know, when I was a kid, when I was watching like Thundercats and the you know, kind of the the risque element was really very rampant, in Thundercats and these kind of shows. You had Pantera. Was that her name? Come to think of it, that's kind of weird. You have the band named that, but called Pantera. But I'm pretty sure her name has an H in it. Like the word panther. But she was hot, and and we, or the Power Rangers. Kimberly. Blah, damn. That was the stuff, and we loved it. We ate that up, So I really don't see the problem. I mean, that's just. I mean, nobody yearned for it. They just came up with it, and people liked it. If the creator feels up to creating these kinds of characters, they should be free to do so. Even though personally, I don't think LGBT propaganda, even just lesbianism should be pushed onto children, to be fair. But that's just my opinion, I guess. Personally, I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't even let my kids, if I had them, watch My Little Pony. Because that's also kind of toxic, actually, if you think about it. But that's a different story, I don't know. Stop making excuses in general if you are not a chubby person and therefore do not experience the underrepresentation we have to go through our entire lives. Stop it! Alright, I am obese and fighting against the hormonal problems on a daily basis, but I'm not really bothered by some people who draw skinny rows. I mean, how is that not going to change the body positivity of SU? How is that going to change anything? And shouldn't you do the same and attack then those who keep drawing skinny characters way larger than they are? Or people who... yeah, exactly, all those porn artists, actually, hentai and stuff, they make pretty thick chicks, actually. Not that Chun-Li, for example, doesn't have extreme thunder thighs, but yeah, those are the exception, obviously. They are the way they should be. Damn, and anyone who draws Chun-Li skinnier than that should fucking hang themselves. But that's more a question of taste than representation. Nobody cares about that. I fucking love Chun-Li, to be fair. Alright, sorry. And shouldn't you do the same to attack then those who keep or people without canonical race, only with black skin, or white people turned in black characters? And before you accuse me of racism, let me say I live with a black woman. See, that's the point, because they do it all the time, so it's fine if they do it. And not only that, they don't just do it in fan art. The SJWs, they manage to get their representation into movies and all that stuff. Like with a female black Captain America and a fucking female Ghostbusters cast and anything you can think of. They get official representation in the mainstream media. But, if you sit down and make a fan art of your own, and just change a few things, to just fit your tastes, or you just do it for it may just be hypothetical, just what would the character be like if I changed a few things. They do that with the Disney princesses all the time, and they just keep clickbaiting people, to the point that someone made a Disney princesses as cement mixers version meme. That was awesome. That was the best meme I had seen in a while. That's just something I say every other day. I see the best meme ever. So, but anyway. So, I can't believe this message is actually in my inbox, but I'm going to address it publicly anyways. She found it in her inbox, she's gonna address it publicly, no respect, whatever. Just because you're not bothered by it doesn't mean that other plus-sized chubby people can't be. Don't invalidate the voices of those who are upset by this. I never said drawing skinny SU characters will change the body positive of the show. I said that it derails and ignores it. you may not have said it, by the way, but judging by how people reacted to the reaction of the creators of the show, it seems like you really think that it's gonna take that away. Why would I attack anyone who makes skinny characters plus-sized when there's hardly any representation for chubby characters and so much representation for skinny characters? If they make skinny characters chubby, there's nothing wrong with that. Then there's nothing wrong with making chubby characters skinny. You know how many chubby people actually want to be skinny, and I don't know, it's a matter of choice, isn't it? I mean, if you think it's a matter of choice, then people should have the choice to be skinny if they want, and if they want to, project that onto their idols, as long as they don't force you to be skinny. I don't know, man. I'm not even. I shouldn't even be trying to reason with this, because I don't care. Why would I attack people who turn unaffiliated or white characters into black characters or any other ethnicity when there are more than enough white characters out there? If they turn non-POC characters and turn them into POC characters, there's nothing wrong with that. So then there's nothing wrong with turning POC characters into non-POC characters. If it's just the fan art, they're not changing anything. Living with a black woman doesn't give you give you a pass to make low-key racist statements or allow your internalized racism to slide. A lot of what you just said reeks of racism. All things involving Sammy 070 aside, you really need to clean up your act and take a long, hard look on your beliefs if you feel like anything you just said is justified. And I also still stand by my stance about Sammy 070. I don't know how to pronounce 070, I guess. Unfortunately, the insults towards Sammy, I'm just gonna call her Sammy, only got worse and eventually progressed into rape threats and death threats. Whoa! What the fuck? I like how there's no holds barred. They just gonna appropriate. Death threats and rape threats were our thing. How dare you appropriate them? That's subcultural appropriation, isn't it? Or something like that. I should call it something. I'm going to fucking rape you, but you'll like it, fucking slut. At least, this guy at least blurs away the names, or he just, covers them up. I can't wait to skullfuck your eye socket, you cunt. Ha ha ha, please kill yourself. Eventually, the constant ridicule and hate became too much for Sammy, and she attempted suicide. This was the Tumblr post she made before her attempt. I'm going to sleep forever. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm super tired. This will be the last time you'll hear from me. I'm going to be at peace now. I'm sorry. Luckily, a user tipped her parents off, and they were able to take her to a hospital before she was able to complete her deed. However, even after the suicide attempt, Tumblr's hate toward her did not diminish. Anonymous asked, "To be honest, I'm happy she probably killed herself. Especially after that racist Native American bullshit." What Native American bullshit? I guess we should look at the second article. Just because you don't agree with it makes someone gets it. Lol. I mean, I think this is just so. I don't know, man. On the one hand, I feel sorry for her. I get it, and it's like the constant barrage of I don't know, whatever. But seriously, she. Aside from the fact that I don't know if this really happened even. This is Tumblr, and like 4chan, everything is pretty much anonymous. And you don't know if she really attempted suicide. Maybe it was just a way to attract attention and to make a big fuss about nothing, But, it's a big shitstorm, and it happens both on Tumblr and 4chan nonetheless. And things do come in motion, which are scary to say the least. I don't know. Just because you don't agree with it makes it a troll. Now who's the real asshole? She should have died because she was a shithead who was disrespecting cultures and races by fat-shaming characters. Go fuck off, you apologist. That stupid little foot ooze. Little girl made it personal when she made those drawings. Why? She didn't do anything of the sort. She just made the drawings, and they're sweet. You know, they're diabetes inducing. They're just your type. But you just need something to hate. I don't know. She didn't draw the gems the way they were intended to look by the original artist. That may not sound so bad, but she is erasing the struggles that those characters represent. They don't And the people who are fans of them deserve better than to see fan art mocking their life experiences. You know, just don't look at it then. This Sammy person apparently posted an update video a few hours ago. If you care to watch and post about what you think. I'm not sure if I'm gonna watch this. I watched the first 5 minutes but stopped when she started fake crying over her cat. That's not a cat. That looks more like a chihuahua if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure this is a dog. Some kind of, you know, small rat like dog. Okay, so, you know, and tomorrow I have to go back to a new hospital so they can monitor me for safety so I don't do anything dumb again. But for right now I'm resting with Olive. It's been a long week. Good naps and cute pets keep me sane. I love you all, and once again I'm so sorry. Maybe she also has a cat with her, I don't know. I'm not gonna watch the video because I don't care. I hope you fucking die, like seriously, this attention whoring is getting really fucking old. Look everyone, a privileged little white girl pretended she was gonna kill herself. Let's all fucking rush to defend her like she's not an oppressor. You know, who's the, you know, I'm not sure. Personally, I think it might be attention whoring, you know, it might very well be. But, you know, can you blame her if she sees a chance, you know, when you know, all of a sudden people start lambasting her for racism and fat shaming and this and that. You know, I don't know, it seems like a good way actually to get back on them, because you actually use their tools against them, because they are the ones who do that all the time. You know, they're the ones who immediately, once they, you know, hear or see or have any opposition, you know, cry murder and I don't know what, bloody murder, that's it, cry bloody murder, and bullying and whatever, and who want to pass, and you know, I'm pretty sure she's even in the same scene with them originally, you know, it's just that she started drawing these things and accidentally she drew the wrong thing the wrong moment and it fell into the wrong hands, and she, you know, she opened Pandora's box lid, you know, in a way. But if it's attention whoring, then I'm actually then personally I'm my opinion is that she actually did, you know, she did a very clever thing, you know, I don't know, faking your suicide to make your trolls angry. I don't know, it seems like a pretty good tactic. And not only that, she's getting support from 4chan, which is like, I don't know, nowadays 4chan is that, if you have 4chan's support, you can probably most likely just, I don't know, it just, we'll look at it in a moment. Just to remind you people, this is a teenage girl that they're sending death threats to, all because she didn't draw fictional cartoon characters the right way. I fear of stepping out of line and getting blasted with hate from armchair activists who have nothing better to do with their lives besides judging people based on a kids show. What I have here is only the tip of the iceberg. That is the dark side of Steven Universe fandom. Here's a Tumblr post which explains absolutely everything that the Steven Universe fandom has done. I'm not sure if we'll just look at it. If it's too long to read, we'll just ignore it. Well, it's not that long. I'm gonna include a link to this in the description so you can read it yourself. And I'm gonna include links to all the articles just in case. But this one I'm gonna include as well just to be sure. Okay. Just to give you a fair warning, it's pretty extensive and a long read. Okay, well, he already said it, but I'm gonna include the link and we'll be done with that. It saddens me to see that the Steven Universe fandom what the Steven Universe fandom has become. What was once a fun show that everyone could enjoy freely is now a secret clubhouse for entitled fantards. And if you want to enjoy their Steven Universe, you'll have to play by their rules. Sammy didn't. And she didn't even know that there were rules to play with, that's kind of the problem. So they had to punish her for her wrongdoings. Congratulations, Tumblr. If your goal was to chase away fans, you succeeded, because I know that I no longer want to associate myself with your show or its fans. Also, if you or someone is struggling with suicidal thoughts or action, please follow this link. There's always another way. You know what? Just to I'm gonna include this in the description as well, because why the fuck not? From reporting to supporting, I guess they can use all the support they can get, because it's actually an important subject. So, this is some of the pictures she made. Here's an example of how she's drawn one popular piece of fan art, not by Sammy. So this is a popular piece of fan art. Sammy drew this partial view on rose quartz when destruction felt depicted. The character is too thin. So this is the original from the show, I guess. This is fan art, and this is hers. Okay, she's too thin. And here she made a... this could just be the hair hiding all the fat flaps, who cares? But maybe the shoulders are a bit thin, but... Okay, I'm not gonna read this because maybe if you racist fan art doesn't stop being racist just because it's fan art. Nobody cares. Deleting some tweets, and listen to concerns, and I agree my earlier statement was vague and reductive. Thank you to everyone who made me aware. The poor guy, I think this is just amazing. So let's look at the retaliation, because 4chan obviously picked up on this. And they did something extreme. So this, I would even almost call this Gamergate 2.0, Look at this. Hey guys, I'm pretty sure we could make Tumblr explode just by shooping Steven Universe fan art to make everybody white. Maybe I should share a few of those posts, some of them. But, they just went to the other extreme, and they just, why not both, or why not, we're just gonna turn them all into look at are you beach body ready? It's just amazing. Get that Steven Universe edit shit banned and notify authorities. The shit they do, it's illegal and racist, transphobic, sexist, homophobic, and looks like the unholy spawn of Donald Trump. They steal people's art and edit them without consent so characters look Caucasian and skinny. But again, this is exactly the difference between the fan art community, the Tumblr community, and the 4chan community. The 4chan community doesn't give a shit about ownership. And the thing about fan art is that it shouldn't either. The thing about fan art is that yes, the characters are from an existing show, but you're a fan and you have the right to express your admiration or your inspiration or whatever based on that show. Or you can think of your own stuff, but then you're not a fan artist anymore. So that's the thing fan artists do. So they I guess it's fair use. They take ideas from a show and they make their own art around it. But obviously the 4chans don't even give a shit about that ownership. So, they just steal your fan art and they just change a few colors around and that's it. All you need is a paint bucket on Photoshop and you're done. So they steal people's art and edit them without consent. So characters look Caucasian and skinny. Ideal design being white and blonde hair. Does anyone else see the Hitler in this too? In this though. Who the fuck gave you the right to decide what is allowed to be called beautiful? Obviously, you're nothing more than self-centered racist who can't understand that just because you're white, skinny, cisgendered, or have blue eyes and blonde hair does not mean you are allowed to be considered special or beautiful. You need to take a hard look at your obviously warped mirror and remind that here, no matter who you are, your options are to be respected and you are not to be shamed for how you look. You literally could have said anything, made an argument that they needed the OCC permission, made a relevant discussion on why changing canon characters is wrong, but no. You made it about race, now you're no better than a racist. You fucking trash, kill yourself. I mean, you know, the ideal design he's talking about, I think, is the designs they're making, 4chan is making, to troll Tumblrettes. Right, so he's not even saying white people are that special or something, but, you know, if you are special because you're a person of color or because you're fat or whatever, then why shouldn't white people be special? You know, because they have a color, you know, it's kind of pinkish. It's personally, I like alabaster skin. You know, it has a beauty of its own. I like lush blonde hair and all that stuff. So why shouldn't they? You know. And, you know, it's not about the race changing. The race changing, 4chan just does that to be contrarian, just to troll you. You know, Sammy did nothing of the sort. You know, all she did was, you know, more or less accidentally paint what's her face, that Rose or something. She made hers a bit skinnier, and she didn't even make her. You know, it wasn't as if she wasn't chubby anymore, you know. At least the first picture with the big hug with the other two characters. It was more like, yeah, she was kind of, you know, she was kind of in the middle, you know, kind of, luscious, or, you know, she was just right, I'd say personally. But, you know, whatever. Either everyone is special or no one is, you know? That's kind of the thing. So either these people are racists, or, you know, if Sammy is a racist, then you're racist too. Because what you're doing is, you know, you expect a show to represent you and to represent a certain color. Or, you know, if you aren't, then she isn't either. There is no. And personally, I don't, you know. Well, actually, that's a stupid argument, because they definitely are racist. Sammy didn't. She just made what she liked, you know. So, you know, I don't see how that's in any way comparable. The 4chan activists, these are the ones who, you know, you know, if they did that on their own initiative without any a cause to do so, if they started making these edits for no reason, just to whitewash characters, then they would be racists. But they do it to make a point, namely that if someone draws fan art, it's up to him or her to draw it any way he or she likes, you know. So I don't see the problem. But yeah, I get why they're getting upset, obviously, and they're doing it to get them upset. So, you know, they're doing the right thing. The characters still exist in their original state after I edit them. I just like putting forth a more ideal design, like so. See, and they use words like ideal just to fucking troll you, just to piss you off. That's the only reason they do it. How dare you? How dare Y-O? She was even sensitive enough in the show about her eye. Her eye, it's fucking beautiful, and you come in and give her a pair. That's like when Leela got two eyes and she hated herself for not being herself. This is not okay, just kill this blog, burn. And we have Steven Universe with a hamburger and an American flag, and we have, oh, there's so many pictures. Are you enjoying the Tumblr raid? Implying it's Tumblr. Wait, I thought it was the usual shit posting. Seriously, why do they cry so much? Yes. No. I mean, every spisode? Really? A white lion. Cookie cat, he left his family behind. It's a cat, fictional cat. Cats have different fur colors. It's not a race thing, it's literally hair color. It's getting ridiculous. You got a problem with yellow cats, bitch? Get over here so I can step your chromosomes back into you. Bunch of art. Yeah, this looks pretty nice, to be fair. All manner of nice variations, actually. I might share a few of those though on Tumblr. Might be fun, although I'm not sure if I'm gonna get a lot of traction. I did post a few viral memes lately though. Indico lights. I mean, to be fair, these are all awful, with a few exceptions. I mean, personally, I don't think 4chan are that great bunch of artists. These are all kind of, I don't know, kind of contrived, to be fair. But I get the idea, you know. It's more about the shock value than the quality necessarily. But you know, if they wanted quality, they should have just looked at Sammy's art, because it looked okay to me. It's not my style, but you know, if I was into that show, it's technically okay. See, at least she's still chubby. So they're even willing to get. That's the avatar of the Twitter account of one of the creator guys, right? So that's hilarious. I think someone like you stepped in at stop. Plus they did you, which is very rude. Ha ha ha! I might use that first one as a new icon. Even this is so amazing. This is just the best thing in this whole thing. This is just hilarious, right? The first one, he's talking about the one that's modeled after him, so this is just, yeah, I like how even the creators are just stepping in and kind of trolling the public. They don't care. So yeah, I'm not gonna go through all this now. I don't care. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. This just been about an hour, so yeah. See you guys next time, folks. Ta-ta.